go with the first chapter. There are three kinds of teachers in the world. एक वो जो वो पढ़ाते हैं जो उन्हें लगता है कि उन्हें पढ़ाना चाहिए. दूसरे वो पढ़ाते हैं जो उनके स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ना चाहते हैं. और तीसरे वो who intend to teach but never really do. तो ये तीसरी कैटेगरी के थे. I happen to fall in the third category. My salary slip stated my designation as assistant professor, but throughout the year I was busy invigilating exams, assisting in placements, cultural and technical festivals, counseling students, addressing RTI notices, writing false stories to be published in the college's yearly magazine, and making arrangements for a professional tour for students. Book's name is Her Last Wish. If I had some time left, I would teach. I am in fact an ad hoc faculty. ये ad hoc वाला जो word है ना, ये contractual वाला, ये बड़ा खतरनाक है भाई. I am only required to fill in for faculties on leave. Most of my students love me, perhaps because I'm jack of all trades, but essentially master of none. Tuesday, June 2010. I disembarked the Goa Express at Hazrat Nizamuddin railway station in Delhi after a long journey of 32 hours, though I didn't look even half as tired. Delhi was boiling at this time of the year, as if the sun was taking revenge from the Delhiites. Clouds were given a false ray of hope for rain by making the air humid. The roads were jam-packed with commuters. I managed to hire an auto for Malviya Nagar, and after another 30 minutes, just when I was about to press the doorbell of flat number 65 of Block L, the most amazing lady of my life opened the door. Good ma. Even before I could finish, she jumped forward and kissed me. I wasn't surprised because I know she can even climb up the Qutub Minar to exhibit her emotions. I couldn't reciprocate, more concerned about a free show for the oldies doing yoga in the society garden. So I barged inside the house holding her, and needless to mention, we kissed. This time I reciprocated deeply and passionately. I had explored that a long time gap in two kisses increases its importance manifold. I missed you, darling, she whispered. Oh, sorry. I missed you, darling, she whispered in a nasal tone, perhaps because of her cold. I smiled at her, and after a few minutes of silent hugging and kissing, murmured slowly, missed you too. She was elated, because I'm not very verbal with my feelings otherwise. She cuddled in silence for a while. Sometimes silence speaks a lot, and that was the best language known to me. I had been away from home for more than 20 days for the first time after marriage. How was the trip? She asked, caressing my face. I was on duty. Okay, I know what that means. It was a trip for the students and not for me. She always understood what I meant and had the audacity to speak for me. I smiled but chose not to speak. She rose to her feet and said, "Listen, there is poha in the saucepan and juice in the fridge. Please have your breakfast." "Where are you going?" I asked instinctively. "Just in case you have forgotten, I work with Axis Bank." Why not take the day off, sweetheart? You still have a bad cold. I finally managed to speak my heart. The truth behind me asking her to stay back was that I had missed her badly in the past 20 days. To add to that, the fact that she had the same symptoms when I had left Delhi and she wasn't okay as yet, but Astha rejected my request. "No," she replied as she brushed her hair. "My probation is due next week and I don't want to give the manager a chance to pull me down." "Don't worry, it's just a common cold." Astha was a career-oriented woman and wanted to make it big in her job. She had a terrible boss, but our financial condition made her stick to the job. I'm just an ad hoc faculty at Sri Ram College of Art, Science and Commerce. I walked her to the parking lot and helped her get the Activa out. She was about to drive off when I said, "Do call me before leaving office. I may go to see Papa." "You usually meet Papa on Saturdays. It is just Tuesday." I was away for almost a month. I know, you are a son too," she taunted, and I smiled. I was exhilarated to be home. It hardly matters whether you stay in a 5-star hotel or are on a leisure tour. Nothing can be compared to the comfort of one's home. I finished my morning chores and was planning to take a short nap, unaware that the very next moment would change the course of my life. It was the moment of truth for me. I wish I could go back in time and never receive that call. It was an unknown landline number. "Hello?" I said. "Hello? We are calling from Rotary Club Blood Bank. May I speak to Mrs. Astha, please?" "Astha is at work. I'm her husband. You may leave your message with me." May I know your name, sir?" The lady on the other side sounded serious. "Vijay Sharma. What is the matter? Is everything okay?" An awkward silence followed. The lady on the call sighed, giving me an intuition of some bad news. "Mr. Vijay," she finally said, "since you are her husband and our records confirm your name as her family member, please understand that it is not our duty to inform you and that we may be incorrect in our understanding." A long pause followed. "What is the matter? Please come to the point." I was getting restless. "Your wife had donated blood during a blood donation camp at her office, and as per our standard procedure, we conducted some basic tests such as HIV, P24 antigen and rapid tests. I'm extremely sorry to inform you that Mrs. Astha Sharma's blood has been diagnosed positive for HIV." Did she actually say HIV? It took me a while to register what I had heard. I gathered my wits and said, "See, if this is some kind of prank call, end it right away." I was about to disconnect the call when she said, "This is not a prank call, Mr. Vijay. Sir, we are not 100% sure about our diagnosis and would suggest that your wife get the Western blot test done." I went numb and lost my voice. Soon I realized that this was happening for real. The word HIV heavily echoed in my head. "Mr. Vijay, are you there?" She prodded as I was lost in my agony and hadn't spoken a single word. I managed to utter, "HIV, meaning AIDS?" So here he finishes the first chapter. I think quite captivating, है ना? ये शुरुआत तो बड़ी ख़तरनाक हुई है. अब आगे देखेंगे नेक्स्ट चैप्टर्स में क्या होता है. आई होप कि आपको ये पसंद आया होगा.